Okay, so what I got today for episode 2 of me just making Afrobeats and Dancehall beats is another beat, and I know I've already like sort of started it, but I had my reasons, like, to not show you what I was recording because it was quite loud before, like in the house, so couldn't really do much in terms of like making a video that would be like, without any distractions basically. But anyway, everything's gone quiet now and we can just get into it. So I'm just gonna explain to you what I did. So I started off by putting in this loop, which is a loop that sounds like this. All right. So I got this loop from a kit that I got on YouTube actually by another producer called Sammy Beats, and it's basically it's in the drum loops folder, and it's the one that says 101, which made me make my beat at 101 because I just couldn't be bothered trying to change the tempo. And then the next thing I added was the chords. Now I'm gonna explain the chords to you because I know that's a big thing that needs to be explained. So I'll play them first. Alright, so what I did really, I just kind of like freestyled the chords. So what you want to do is you make simple chords first, right? Just simple normal chords, and they sound boring and stiff. And then what you start doing is you start cutting things out and adding like little accents in the beginning and in the end parts. So the idea behind that is to kind of make the chords feel like they're moving. So then, because you're making an Afrobeat dancehall kind of beat, you want people to move. So in order to do that, you gotta kind of create movement in your chords. And then after I did that, I went straight to the bass. So it's a simple 808 bass, and it just follows the chords. So I play them together. So it's not rocket science. It's so simple. You just do that, put a kick in. So what I'll do now is I'll just play everything together just real quickly for you, just so you can get an idea of how the beat sounds with everything playing, okay? So let's just play everything. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is add more things to the beat, but I'm gonna explain everything I put in. So we did the chords, we did the bass, we did the kick, and then we had little things like a conga. So I had a conga, and this conga came. Oh god, hold on 1 second. What am I doing? So I got a conga instrument, and that also came from that kit, from the Sammy kit. So I'll try and leave a link in the description as well, so you guys can have this kit. But it's just basically a conga, and then I pitched it up or pitched it down. So I think pitched it up. So just play it by itself. That's everything. And then the next thing I added in was a rim shot. Last time I was saying rim instrument. Yeah, rim shot, rim instrument, whatever. It doesn't matter. And it just goes like this. That's the pattern. Then I got a hi-hat after that. And the hi-hat goes like, oh, sorry. I got a shaker actually. But I want to show you the hi-hat. 1 second. So yeah, so the next thing was a shaker. So okay, we'll just stick with it like this then. So the shaker was the next thing, I guess, even though I ended up organizing it. And all I did pretty much was just put it all in, just filled the whole pattern in, and then just played around with the velocity. So you want to go from down to up, just like this, and then you kind of have like a natural shaker kind of vibe. And then I want to go to the hi-hats now, because that was the next thing that I wanted to show you. Let's just find where it is, the hi-hats. Hi-hats goes like this. So I like to put hi-hats in my beat because, you know, I come from like a trap beat background, like, originally. So I used to always make like trap beats, and then eventually I learned how to make Afro beats, and I just like putting in what I learned from trap to Afro beats. It works, it fits in, or Afro beats or dancehall, it all works out. So I like putting in hi-hats. It's one of the things I like to put in my beats. We got a percussion here. Let's just see if I can. Percussion. Another thing. Here we go. So I got this instrument here. It's just a perk, and it's all from the kit as well. From this kit, I believe so. Yeah, it is. Then we got a Vox. Got the Vox there, and what else did I put in? And another percussion that just comes in so often. If it will let me play, like, what's going on? So it just comes in every other 2 beats, I believe it is. Yeah, it just comes in here and then pretty much that's where I am now. So we're at this stage now. So basically now I just want to finish off the beat with you guys. So I'll just play it one more time, and then I'll be thinking of what to add next. Alright, so I'm thinking I want to put in something like, I don't know, like a guitar maybe. So let's just see if that works out for me. Guitar. I'll put let's see. Let's use this free plugin that I used last time. There's a guitar instrument in there. It might work, it might not. So let's just wait for it to load up. My computer's been acting up lately. I don't know what's going on. Unless if it's just the fact that I'm recording, probably. Guitar comedy club. So what I like to do is I like to put things in like an organized way, sort of. So like I like to put like the chords and the bass in like a pattern, so it's easier to just look at. And then when I add other instruments, it's still a lot cleaner than having everything in one, you know, pattern before you split it up. So sometimes I like doing it that way, and with this kind of beat, I guess that's what I was going for, to just make it easy on my eyes, and then it just makes it easier to put in something else. So let's just try and find like a guitar melody. So I think I'll start from here. So pretty much, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I just, if it sounds good to me, then it's obviously good. Like, there's no, like, if it sounds good, it sounds good. Don't overthink these kind of things. It's music. If it sounds good and feels good to you, then put it in. It's that simple. So yeah, pretty much I'm just freestyling until I find something that I like, and then we've got another melody. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep adding maybe. So what I'm gonna do is just I'm thinking of putting like a strum effect, but no, you know what I'll do? I'm just gonna put it off the grid a little bit. So what you do is you go to the back and go to this shift option here, and it just makes it a bit more looser because it's a guitar. It's meant to kind of feel real. So what I'm gonna do to this guitar, I'm just gonna add a effect to it. So the effect I'm gonna put into it is RC20. A lot of you know that plugin. It just kind of makes things sound a bit retro-y. So, and it, you know, gives a nice effect. So I'm gonna put that in there, and let's just see how that goes. So I like that reverby kind of thing going on, and I'll put it down a little bit. I'll have less noise as well. And then we'll do some EQing to it. There we go. And always save your beats, man. Especially with like software, man. Sometimes they can just crash out of nowhere, so yeah. Basically, I'm just trying to make it fit into the beat, and I think I've got it. Yep, that sounds good to me. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Just so you guys know what VST I use for the chords is also by Angelic Vibes, and it's called Elite Pianist, and it's got some pretty good presets. So yeah, that's what I used. I think what to add on next now, I think I want to add like I like flutes in Afrobeats, so I think that might be the next thing to add on to it. So in order to do that, I gotta get another VST that I like. So the next thing I'm gonna go for is, let's go for Expand 2. It's a very good plugin for Afrobeats, or any beat anyway, but Afrobeats you can find some nice ethnic instruments in there, so let's go for that. So I'm gonna go for, I'm looking for a flute type thing, so I wanna go to ethnic, I guess, and I don't know anything really. Let's just see. Let's try pipes and bottles, and let's just put it in there and just see how it goes. I always just like putting a little flute sound in there. Can't really hear that, so that doesn't need to be in the beat. So I'm gonna just paste that over and see maybe if I can find something else that I could put in, maybe something in the end. See how that sounds. Doesn't sound right, take it off. Alright, so what I'm thinking of putting that like that and having it do something like this. Yeah, change that over. It's just trial and error until I get it right. That's usually my process, man. I'm gonna put an EQ onto that. It's just something to just be in the background, just to add some vibe to the track. Yeah, that sounds perfect now. Like, it's just trial and error, like I said, and then eventually you get it right. Another good tip is, like, when you're making a beat, yeah, always like solo certain instruments and just see the relationship that they have with each other. So like this. So if that sounds good like that, and that sounds, you know, like it'll catch someone's attention, then you know, like, you know, you kind of like, you've got the right pockets and everything is filled in nicely, and then everything else that's added onto the beat becomes, you know, a whole big, what's the best way to explain it? So because you've soloed these instruments out together and they're sounding good together and everything's tight, when everything else comes in, it even sounds even more better. So yeah. Alright, so another thing I could do is I could add like maybe an arpeggiator, maybe. It's just one of those things, an idea. It doesn't mean it's gonna work, but you never know unless if you try, so we're gonna try it out. So what I'm gonna do for the arpeggiator is just to copy and paste my chords and put them in. So I'm gonna find like an arpeggiator and I'm gonna solo them out as well, just to see how it sounds when it's all together. And then that should be in the background though, just for extra movement. So arpeggiator. So simple arpeggios, I just have to click randomly something. So let's just see how that works out. That sounds pretty good. Let's just see how it sounds with everything else. So the arpeggiator, maybe we want it to be super wide, so when you put it onto the left side, it goes really wide. But then you don't want it to be louder than the main instrument. Should be in the background. Remember, because we're just trying to create like more movement and atmosphere in the background, but you don't want to be the one that takes over. You want to feel it more. And even the flute should be a little bit quiet as well. Alright, so let's just play it all together and see how it goes. I say when we reach to this kind of stage, the beat is pretty much done, because you gotta leave space for the artist to sing on. So all that's left really is just the structure. So what I'll do is just take this off, because I'm gonna split it up. Put this like this, like that. Just bring that down a little bit. So I want my instruments to be at the top and then my drums to be at the bottom. And then we're just gonna split this channel up, so this has its own pattern, this has its own pattern, this has its own pattern separately. So we'll just highlight everything and then go to patterns, split by channel. So now we've got our individual things. So with this we got that. Put that in there. And just for the sake of being organized, I'm just gonna try and like put it in a way that makes a little bit of sense. So the instruments and then drums, I like them to be at the bottom. So that, put that there, take that down again, put this one there. And to me, that just makes a little bit of sense. So now let's just do this so we can see everything. And then we could just structure it now. So basically all I'm trying to do now, like really, is just to figure out how it's gonna sound. So I just paste this a few times, and then now I'm just figuring out which is the intro and which is the chorus or verse. It's like the way I do it, it can either go either way. Like when it sounds like a chorus, you could just make it a verse, and when it sounds like a verse, you could just make it a chorus. So just depends on how it goes for that artist. So I might start off with some drums as well. No. So when that comes in, it needs to come in with like a drum instrument. Let me just see what I got. So yeah, I never really know how I want it to sound like in the beginning. So it's just one of those things I just have to figure it out as I go. So definitely that goes down there like that. Put it there again. So what I might do is I might put in this guitar instrument into it, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Let's try it like this. Let's see. So pretty much like you just keep playing with the arrangement until you find something that that works. It's sounding okay. It's not too bad. I can't say it's too bad, but I just want it. I'll just keep messing about with it and seeing if if someone is listening to it the first time, do they know which part is like a verse or do they know which part is like a chorus? It's just one of those things. yeah, to me that's starting to sound like, like it makes sense. And yeah, pretty much that's how you go about it, guys. I hope this was another good tutorial to you guys. Keep staying safe, stay at home, and God bless. And yeah, just keep liking and sharing the videos. I appreciate all the support, and I'll try and make another video for you guys again tomorrow. And we'll just keep going like that. So this is episode 2. Hope you like episode 2. Bye.